October the 17th, milkcaps. Milkcaps are among the easiest of the larger fungi to recognize in the field. Their most identifiable feature is that they exude a milk if you break off a small piece of the cap. This milk is usually white, sometimes orange, and occasionally turns either grey, green, or yellow. Other fungi can exude milk, but not usually as copiously as many of the milkcaps. As a rite of passage of a field mycologist, a small drop of the milk is often tested on the end of the tongue. It is usually mild or acrid, but sometimes can burn as fiercely as a chili. Some milkcaps are scented, which can also help them identify them in the field. Among the more commonly scented milkcaps are Lacterius glaciosmus, coconuts, Lacterius quietus, engine oil, Lacterius volimus, shellfish, Lacterius subdulcis rubber, and the licorice milkcap, Lacterius helvus, which is credited with the scents of fenugreek and lovage when young, and then licorice, curry, and stock cubes as it ages. Milkcaps generally tend to be found in oak, beech, and conifer woods. A good number of species can be found in Epping Forest. The most common are Lacterius terpis, Lacterius blenius, Lacterius helvus, and Lacterius quietus. Others, such as Lacterius tabidus, Lacterius subdulcis, Lacterius viatus, Lacterius glaciosmus, Lacterius rufus, and Lacterius chrysoreus, are rather rarer. The ugly milkcap, Lacterius terpis, has a dark and dirty cap, short stem and firm flesh. It is both common and widespread in London, and has one of the hottest milk tastes to taste, and one that is rarely forgotten if tested. The slimy milkcap, Lacterius blenius, is similar and also very common, especially under beech. Its cap is slimy to the touch and normally has rings of spots around the edge of its cap. It also produces plenty of white acrid milk, but in this case the milk turns olive grey as it dries. Other greyish milkcaps to look out for are Lacterius flexuosus under pine, Lacterius circulatus under hornbeam, and Lacterius viatus under birch. The latter can also be recognized by dried drops of milk on its gills, which turn from white to a greenish grey. Any white milkcaps found tend to be either Lacterius valerius, Lacterius pubescens, or Lacterius piperatus. Lacterius velarus is called the fleecy milkcap on account of the velvety texture of its cap. It has abundant milk that turns brown. Lacterius pubescens is one of the few milkcaps that is hairy. The small amount of milk it produces is both very hot and poisonous. Lacterius piperatus is the best recognized by its very crowded gills, which occasionally have greenish spots where its milk has dried. If any white milkcap is found which is tinged with pink under willows or poplars, it's very likely to be Lacteria controversus. Most milkcaps encountered are usually some shade of brown, varying from reddish to orange brown, and occasionally perhaps violet or dark brown. As there are so many and are so variable, they are difficult to identify in the field. Fortunately, some have milk that changes colour, and so there is a tradition of carrying a handkerchief on which a small amount of milk is dabbed, and any change of colour eagerly anticipated. The milk of Lacterius tabidus slowly turns yellow. It takes about 2 minutes for the milk of the liver-coloured Lacterius hepaticus to turn a sulphur yellow. Lacterius britannicus dries a pale yellow, and the milk of the similar and common Lacterius subdulcis doesn't colour at all. Other small brown milkcaps that may possibly be found include Lacteria pyrogalis, which, as its name suggests, has a fiery hot milk, and the reddish-brown Lacterius rufus, which usually has a distinct central nipple or umbo on its cap. There is also the cigar-coloured Lacterius fuliginosa, with its salmon-tinged gills and milk that turns slightly pink. In Britain, most milkcaps are not eaten due to their unpleasant taste of their milk. Only a small number, such as Lacterius torminosus and Lacterius helvus, are actually poisonous. Lacterius torminosus is not easily missed, as it is pink and hairy, and the unusual odour of Lacterius helvus, already mentioned, is enough to mark it out. All this does not deter the residents of other parts of Europe, where milkcaps are either boiled, salted, or fermented to remove unpleasant tastes and degrade any toxins that they before they are eaten. Even Lactarius helvis, with its smell of curry, was dried, powdered, and used as a sort of curry seasoning. In Britain, it is really only the saffron milkcap, Lactarius deliciosus, that gets gourmets excited, even though it sometimes turns the urine an alarming red colour. It is relatively easy to identify, as it's large and bright orange with distinct greenish spots on its stem. There are other orange milkcaps in London, but only this one has the distinctive green spots. It's rare in our area as it prefers to grow under larch, which is not commonly planted. Another orange species, Lactarius deuterimus, prefers pine, which is far more commonly planted in London, and consequently the fungus is found far more often. It has more of an overall greenish-orange colour, and because of its acrid milk, makes very poor eating.